Hi friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. So we will continue our series on the yogis and saints. So in our last video, we have got to know about the yogis and the saints. Who are these people? What are their distinguishing traits from rest of the normal people? Now in this part, we will do the analysis of the life of these people via palmistry. So how can just by looking at someone's palm, we can get to know that this person has got elevated spiritual state. So before we'll start that, I just want to make one thing very clear. In this video, I'm going to mention a lot of signs which have got their mention restricted in the Hindu palmistry as well. Because you know, there are like certain signs. Let's say for example, the sign of triangle. It has got the significance that this sign is known for intelligence and mental acumen, and this sign is like recognized across the world in any of the books of the palmistry. But there are certain signs. Let's say for example, the sign of fish, sign of flag. These signs are restricted to Hindu palmistry only. And in this video, I am going to make use, or I am going to explain a lot of those Hindu lores and Hindu palmistry symbols and signs. So you need to first understand the connection of the palmistry with Hinduism. So to understand that, you need to first understand the concept of the Vedas. So what are the Vedas? Vedas are four in numbers, like Rig Veda, Atharveda, Samveda and Yajurveda. So you know, this is the oldest Hindu knowledge which has been known, that you know, these form of Vedas were not written. These are the collection of poems, hymns which were heard by the sages, which in their enlightened state made themselves so pure that they straight away got this knowledge from the gods. And just for the betterment of the humanity, these four Vedas got translated, subcategorized into 6 Vedangas. So these 6 Vedangas are also known as the body parts of the Vedas. So let's say for example, one Vedanga is Chanda, which is known as the feet of the Vedas. There is one Vedanga which is known as the Shiksha, which is known as the nose of the Vedas. Same ways, there is one Vedanga which is known as the Jyotish, which is the study of the planetary influence on human, and you know, study of the astronomy and philosophy. This Jyotish is also known as the you know, eyes of the Vedas. So if you will further subcategorize this Jyotish, you will come down to the Angvidya, which is known as the study of the signs and you know, different symbols on the human body and what significance they indicate towards the personality of someone. So let's say if you will find a sign of symbol, a sign of star, sign of cross on someone's feet, on someone's face. So it has been written in our Hindu palmistry that this would indicate a peculiar kind of personality trait. So the Has Samudik Shastra, which I always mention in my videos, there only you will find the trace of the Has Samudik Shastra. So that is the only reason why we Hindu believe these Has Samudik Shastra to be as very sacred. So now coming to the analysis, first thing which you got to know is you need to look at the condition of the fingers. If the fingers found to be pointed, that's a very first positive sign. And one more thing, one more rule, that whatsoever signs and combinations and patterns which I am going to say, these are the archetype signs which I am describing here. It doesn't mean if I am saying that pointed fingers would make someone a good saint, or a saint would have a pointed finger, then that means that square fingertip or square finger person couldn't become, couldn't reach the elevated level of spirituality. It's just like that. I am teaching you palmistry, how analysis is done by palmistry, and the archetype traits which indicate towards yogism and sainthood. So the first condition to look at is if you'll find the fingers to be long, thin and pointed. That's the first good sign to look at, because pointed fingers make someone very intuitive, and you know, these fingertips are the main point where the universal life energy comes in contact with us. So if these fingers would remain, the point would remain to be pointed, so this means that this person would absorb and retain majority of the universal life energy, as compared to the square fingertip or spatulate, which provides maximum resistance to these energies. So the first sign to look at is the pointed finger. Second condition is the index finger to be longer than the ring finger. That would remain to be a second condition, because the index finger is the finger of, you know, our love for spirituality, our virtuous deeds. So all these things are seen from the Jupiter in palmistry. So this first finger, index finger, would remain to be longer than the ring finger. Then another condition is the first flange would remain to be comparatively longer than the other two flanges. So the ideal standard length of the flanges are that the first flange would remain to be 20% of the length of the complete finger. Second flange would remain to be 35% of the length of the complete finger, and third flange would remain to be 45% of the length of the complete finger. So if you'll find the length of the flanges to be in this proportion, then you can say that this flange is of standard length. If any variance, then that flange would remain turned out to be either longer or shorter. So in the cases of these yogis and saints, you'll find the first flange, which is the sattva, which represent the mental qualities, to be longer. So that's one more condition to look at. Second is now we have discussed the fingers. Now coming to the fingernails. So in majority of the cases, you will find the fingernails of the fingers to be almond in shape. See, our fingernail also tells about our peculiar personality traits, about our nature. So almond shape tells about someone who is very gentle, who is very gracious, and who is very kind. So that's one more sign to look at. And almond shaped are like this. So you'll find the shape of the fingernails to be something like this. So that's one more sign to look at. Then coming to the state of the mounts. So the main prominence which will take in the hand are the mounts of Jupiter, that's the first mount, and the mount of the sun. So these two mounts would remain to be very in a very prominent state. So when I say prominent state, I mean that these two mounts would remain to be very risen, very protruded. The color would remain to be pink. You will also find the presence of the positive signs like the sign of square, sign of triangle, sign of trident, and also the trirady. Trirady is a very important benchmark to check the condition of the mounts. So you will find the trirady to be either at the center or little bit above the and close to the base of the fingers. So that's one more sign to look at. And now coming to the condition of the major lines. So you will find there three major lines to be in a prominent state, and especially the condition of the heart line, which tells about our emotions. And as we are talking about these people who have the capacity to have compassion towards the whole humanity, so heart line would take precedence over here. So in their cases, you will find the heart line to be ending in between the mounts of the middle finger and the index finger. So the heart line would, the ideal state, the ideal termination of the heart line is when you will find it ending in between the middle finger and the index finger. So that's one more sign to look at. And along with that, you will also find the condition of the fate line to be rising from this portion, from the mount of moon. So something like this. So these are the certain signs which we have discussed. Now coming to the specific signs, specific symbols. So these three major lines which we have talked about, like this heart line which tells about our emotions, head line which tells about our logic, our lifeline which tells about our physical disposition, our stamina. You will find in majority of the people's hand these three major lines. Then comes the secondary lines, like this is our health line, this is our sun line, this is our fate line, which I have already marked here. So in the these three secondary lines, you will find not in the 100% cases, but 60 to 70% of the cases, or the 60 to 70% of the hands, you will find even these lines to be prominent, and or you will spot these three lines. Now coming to the rare cases, the rare lines, which you will spot in the hand of these saints and seers which we are discussing. So the first is the ring of Solomon. This is known as the ring of Solomon. So it is found over here. ring of Solomon is something like this. So this is your index finger, and at the bottom of the index finger, which is known as the mount, you will find this kind of ring. So this just accentuates the qualities of the Jupiter, of the mount of the Jupiter as well as the index finger. So this tells about someone who has got, you know, his wisdom and his his intuitiveness, or his love and compassion is not just restricted to himself. He has this love for everyone, as well as this sign also gives someone very deep intuitiveness into understanding the psychology of the others. So ring of Solomon just accentuates, increase the significations of the Jupiter and the mount of the Jupiter, hence increasing the godly and kind and good qualities in someone's personality. So that's one sign to give a preference to. Now comes the second sign, which is the line of intuition. So that was the first sign. Second is the line of intuition. So line of intuition is found over here. So you will find it from the lower mount of the moon going towards the upper mount of the moon. This line of intuition gives someone an ability of having a foresight of seeing events beforehand. So if the mount of the moon is to be in a good state, is prominent, along with that the line of intuition is also present. So this will also give someone very deep intuitive and foresight. That's one more sign to look at. And third sign to give preference to is the mystic cross. So mystic cross is found over here at the in between the headline and the heart line, under the middle finger, something like this. So the sign of mystic cross also gives someone very deep intuitive power, as well as a deep interest and power in having remain very receptive towards the extrasensory perceptions. So extrasensory awareness around his environment. So these three signs are very good in terms of someone having very deep intuitiveness and deep psychological awareness towards the surrounding environment. So that's one more sign to look at. Now coming to the certain archetype traits and certain conditions which we need to understand if we want to understand the life and personality and character of these yogis and saints. So the first category which we need to understand and learn is the celibacy. So what are the signs in the hand which promises or indicates towards celibacy, of not marrying and refraining from any kind of sexual indulgences? So the first sign to give preference to is the, if any point of time you will find the sign of cross on the first flange of the index finger. This tells about what is written in our Hans Samudik Shastra, that if someone who would have the sign of cross on the first flange of the index finger would remain to be a celibate. So that's the first condition to look at. Second is, if any point of time you will find this is our union line. You find this union line turning upwards. So that's another sign which indicates celibacy. And the third sign to look at is the line of renunciation. So line of renunciation, which is found over here like this. So like the way we have this union line, this is the line of renunciation. So if in someone's hand you'll find these three lines. First is your cross on the first flange of the index finger, and line of union turning, curving upwards, and the line of renunciation. So these three signs if you'll find in both of the hands, this would indicate towards celibacy. That's one category to it. Second is about knowing about the nunhood. So in case if you'll find the sign of cross on the first flange of the ring finger, along with that you'll find the first bracelet to be little bit curved upwards. So something like this. So what is written in our our spiritual text and our Samudik Shastra, that this lady could turn into becoming a nun. So that's one more sign to give preference to. Now coming to certain yogas and combinations which at the beginning of the video I mentioned. So what are these yogas, or what are these special combinations which have got mentioned in our Samudik Shastra? So the first thing to look at is, if any point of time you will find the sign of triangle, either triangle or trident on the mount of the Saturn. This gives someone very heightened spiritual power. So sign of trident or the sign of triangle. on the mount of the Saturn. It could be either on the mount of the Saturn, or it could also be on the fate line. So this also gives someone very heightened spiritual powers. That's first sign to look at. Another sign is if you'll find the symbol of crescent. So something like this on the mount of the Jupiter. This will also indicate someone having very good religious powers. And let's say if you'll find the symbol of lotus. Symbol of lotus anywhere on the mount of the Jupiter. This also tells about someone having very good heightened spiritual and religious powers. So one thing which you need to remain watchful of is that if these special symbol and signs are found on the mount of the Jupiter, here on the mount of the Jupiter on the index finger, this indicates very spiritual and very Vedic powers. But when you find these special signs like sign of triangle or trident on the mount of the Saturn on the middle finger, this gives someone very occultic or very occultic kind of powers. So this is one more sign to look at. Now coming to the part of some special yogas which are written in our Samudik Shastra. So the first yoga is the Brahm Yoga. So any point of time you will find sign of flag on the mount of Venus or on the mount of the moon. So this tells about someone having very heightened and very blessed spiritual powers. So that's one combination to look at. Second is the Har Yoga. So Har Yoga is formed when you will find a trident on the lower mount of Mars. This portion is known as the inner Mars, and this is our mount of Venus. So any point of time you will find a symbol of trident on this portion, but not touching or cutting the lifeline. So this also tells about someone having good spiritual powers. So that's second yoga to look at. Third is our yoga of a monk. Or in Hindi we also call it Muni Yoga. So any point of time you will find the index finger to be longer than the ring finger, the mount of Jupiter to be in a prominent state, and along with that you will find a symbol of swastik. Symbol of swastik on the mount of the Jupiter. So like the way I explained, this is our mount of Jupiter. So this also tells about someone having very good spiritual powers, have very benevolent and very philanthropic kind of nature. So that's one more sign to look at. Then another sign is our Rishi Yoga. So this combination is formed whenever you will find a sign of earring, something like this, on the mount of the Venus. So these are the certain signs which have got their mention in our Samudik Shastra. That is the only reason before the beginning of this video I specifically mentioned that these signs you will not find their mention in the Western palmistry or the books dedicated to the Western palmistry. These signs are specifically have got their mention in Hindu palmistry, and in my own research I found to be these signs true. These signs have been formed in the hands of the monks and people who take their spiritual austerities very seriously. So this is all what I had to say on this. I hope you guys found this video informational. And one more sign I'm just forgetting, one more sign to look at is the sign of past life good deeds. So any point of time, this is our outer mount of Mars. This is the portion which has the account of our past life deeds. So any point of time you'll find any line going from here and reaching towards the mount of the sun. This line is known as the Purv Punya. Purv Punya, which means someone who has done good deeds in his past life. So if you'll find this kind of line from here going towards here, this also tells about someone having done very good deeds and reaping the fruits of good deeds done in the past life. So this is also very positive sign to look at. And then there is one more combination in our Hindu palmistry which is known as the Moksha Yoga. So any point of time you will find any line from the mount of the Jupiter, something like this, and going towards the mount of the sun. So this line is also known as the Moksha Yoga, which means that this person will get salvation from the cycle of life and death. So this is how analysis is done via palmistry. I have mentioned all those signs which have got been specified in the books of the Hindu palmistry. So for further more updates and notifications on palmistry, please subscribe my channel and like my Facebook page. Thanks.